What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel, and for today's Yu-Gi-Oh news video, it is all about the second wave of new cards from the Animation Chronicle 2022, which will be our Battles of Legend, Crystal Revenge, coming out later this year. Now the cards that are going to be in this batch will feature our cards used by Yanagi, or I guess Yusei, from the episodes where Yusei got arrested for some stupid ass reason. If you know, you know. A brand new shark card, which I don't think it'll ever be good, honestly. A new card for Nistro, a new heroic card, and also the Cicada cards used by none other than Scritch. And if you guys do not remember him, he was actually he was the Mosquito guy that infected Kite with a virus of sorts in the season 3 episodes. If you guys remember, then you know. And then also cards used by none other than, what's his name? I gotta look up Wiki because I cannot think of his name. Let's see. I need to think of his name. I cannot think of it. Excuse me. It was from the Arc 5 anime. I cannot remember his name, honestly. Let's see. I need to find out. I literally cannot think of it right now. I apologize, guys. I apologize. Literally cannot think of it. Let me look it up. Let's see. Well, if the search engine would show up. It was from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 anime. I can't think of it. Let's see. Well, if the fucking search engine would actually show up, thank you. Here we are, Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. Let us take a look. Let's see. Maybe this might help me. I cannot think of his name. It was the guy that used the Combat Star monsters. I can't think of the name. Where is it? Where is it? Iggy Arlo. Iggy Arlo. I could not. I swear, I could not think of the fucking dude's name. Iggy Arlo. We have some new Iggy Arlo cards, which are basically the Combat Star monsters. which one thing that I find interesting about these Animation Chronicle cards is the fact that a lot of these cards usually don't become meta. Usually it's the reprints that are the ones that everybody wants. But for me, the way I see it, it's the way I see it. A lot of these new cards are so underrated. They're so underappreciated that people will look at these cards and they're like, oh, this card sucks. This card, you can't do anything. You can't do anything with this card. But if you guys have seen my videos in the past, you guys know that I'm always the type of guy that likes to try and exploit the truth about these cards. Some might be, might not be meta, obviously, but there are those that I've talked about that you look at it first glance and you think, oh, this card sucks, but when you get a second look at it, you think, oh, this is actually really good. Some of these might not be on that category, but I can tell you right now, these are so nostalgic. So let's get straight into it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I know that it took a while to find the name, but yes, Iggy Arlo cards. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys do, and you guys want to see more Yu-Gi-Oh news videos, which typically get posted every Tuesday, sometimes on the weekend, make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you guys don't miss out. And as always, make sure you guys follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. The links will be in the description below. And as always, if you guys have any fan mail that you guys want to send me, and you guys want me to open the fan mail up on the channel, the info will be in the description as well. Let's get straight into it with none other than Yanagi's cards from 5Ds. First up, we have Crystal Skull, which is a 1-star water rock with 0 attack and defense, and both of its effects, and actually the second effect is once per turn. First effect reads: if this card is summoned, take 1,000 damage, then change the card to defense position. So you're being dealt damage. No biggie. No biggie. At least you get to 0 gravity. This the card to defense. It's not too bad. Second effect reads: during the end phase, if you took no effect damage this turn, you can take a rock monster with 0 attack from your deck, either add it to your hand or special summon it. So, not bad, not bad. A nice way to get board presence to go into some of your rank 1 plays, depending on what you want to summon, which is pretty cool. Next up we have Cursed Reflection Doll, which is a quick play spell, and the second effect is a once per turn. First effect reads: when a monster effect is activated that will inflict damage to you, your opponent takes the damage you would have taken instead. So combo this off with the Crystal Skull, and you're off to the races there, which is pretty cool. Second effect reads: when you take battle damage and this card is in your grave, you can set it. Not bad, not bad. It's a nice way to give your opponent damage while you take damage as well, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna be honest. The Crystal Skull cards, these cards, they're not that good. I would not even play them, honestly. That's just my personal opinion, but still, if there is a deck where these cards are extremely splashable, let me know down in the comments. I want to test it out, and I want to see if it truly is good. I really want to see. So let me know in the comments the deck list and everything, and I'll definitely check it out. Next up, we have Stonehenge, which is an equipped spell, and the effect reads: activate this card by targeting one monster with 0 attack in your grave. Special summon it in attack position, and if you do, equip this card to it. When this card leaves the field, destroy that monster. So it basically acts as sort of like a premature burial, but but instead you're not taking any damage from it at all. So it's not too bad. It's basically the poor man's. It's basically the poor man's premature burial, which is pretty hilarious. Next up, Shark's new card, which is Dream Shark, which is a 5-star water fish, 0 attack, 2600 defense. The first and third effects are once per turn. First effect reads: if you control no monsters or all monsters you control are water monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. It's a Cyber Dragon. Not much else to say about it. That's all it is. Not much else to say about it. Excuse me. Second effect reads: the first time this card would be destroyed by battle each turn, it is not. Okay. Okay. I mean, given the fact that it's a 2600 ass, that ain't too shabby. 2600 defender, that ain't too shabby at all. Hardly anything. There's hardly any monster in the game that would ever defeat a 2600 body. But I think maybe a 3K attacker might work, but it depends on what the third effect is. But this one might not be good. It says when a card or effect is activated that would inflict damage to you is activated, and this card is in your grave as a quick effect, you can special summon this card. And if you do, you take no damage from that card effect. Also, the card loses 1,000 defense, but banishment will banish when it leaves the field. How do you bypass the banish effect? Simple. You use the monster as exceeds material, so you don't have to banish it. Honestly, this card isn't too bad. I would probably put this at 2, because if you were to put it at like 3 or something like that, it's gonna end up a brick. So I would just probably put this card to 2 if you want to play sharks with this card. Next up, we have Heroic Call, which is one of Nistro's new cards, and it says special summon one warrior from your hand or grave, and if it's a non-heroic monster, it cannot attack. Also, its effects are negated. Basically, it's a cyber rev system, but for heroics, which is really cool. But the second effect is where it really gets interesting. If you have 500 life points or less, you can banish the card from your grave. Target a face-up monster you control. It gains 500 attack for each heroic card you control. That is attached to your Xyz monsters as material. So I guess for each monster and for each material that is onto an Xyz monster, one of your heroics gains 500 attack for each. That's actually pretty busted. I mean, being able to just completely just go for game just with that one effect alone, that ain't too shabby. That's not too bad at all. But the only downside is that there are so many outs to this card. You would need to have outs for their outs, if you will. So if your opponent were to activate, let's say, I'll say Compulse. Let's say Compulse on one of your Xyz monsters. You would literally have to have something like 7 tools or something like that. Maybe a red reboot to stop the Compulse from being activated. So that way Heroic Call. So that way the monster that you targeted with Heroic Call will be able to get the full advantage of the card. So that is the only downside, but other than that, it's not too shabby. Now for the Cicada cards. First up, we have Oily Cicada. Yes, Oily Cicada, which is a 3-star wind insect with 1,000 attack and defense, and both of its effects are once per turn. First effect reads: if this card is normal or special summon, you can reduce the level of all insect monsters you currently control by 1. If this card's battle position is changed, you can special summon one Oily Cicada from your hand, deck, or graveyard. So basically, it just helps you summon another copy of itself to the field from the hand, deck, or grave, and you're able to lower the level of all insects you control by 1, which would then help you go into number 2, which I will get to that in a little bit. But not only that, again, Oily Cicada, I have to admit, that's actually pretty good. I think we have quite a decent amount of level 2 insects, actually, if I remember correctly. I'm gonna go to this one. Let's see. Let's go monsters category. Actually, you know what? No, we'll just go. You know what? Yeah, we'll do it that way. 2. Let's see. Now I guess I can't find anything. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. I tried finding it on Nexus, but for some reason Nexus isn't working so well. But basically, Oily Cicada just helps you go into even more of your bodies and just go into an Xyz play, which is just absolutely hilarious. Absolutely hilarious, but insane. Next up, we have Dream Cicada, which is a 3-star wind insect, 300 attack, 1300 defense. The first effect, actually both of its effects are once per turn. Because the special summon effect, which is the first effect, is a once per turn. The second effect is also a once per turn. First effect reads: if you control an attack position insect monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Cyber Dragon effect: all it needs is a attack position insect monster on your field. That's it. Not much else to say about that. Second effect reads: if this card is normal or special summon, you can target a monster in the field, change its battle position. Oh, so it's basically a built-in. It's basically a built-in zero gravity. So it doesn't matter whether your opponent's monster is in defense or attack. The battle position gets switched either way. That's actually pretty busted. Not too bad. Now for the new number. I believe this is the second to last number that we need of the series. And the only one we're missing is number 1, Infectious Buzz King, I believe, is the only one we're missing. Because we've gotten every other number in the series. We're only missing number 1, which we'll probably get in next year's Battles of Legend, which I am stupid excited for. But next up, we have number 2, Ninja Shadow Mosquito, which is a rank 2 wind insect Xyz with 0 attack and defense, and requires 2 or more level 2 monsters. So you can basically just have 5 monsters attached, but you never know. First effect reads, cannot be destroyed by battle. You take no battle damage from battles involving this card. Your opponent's monsters must attack if able. Third effect reads: when a monster declares an attack, you can activate one of these effects. Detach a material from this card, and if you do, place 1 hallucination counter on a face-up monster your opponent controls. The effects of monsters with a hallucination counter are negated. Inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack of 1 monster with a hallucination counter. Basically, it's a really weird. With that part of the effect, it's basic. With the third effect, it's basically an imperm, really bad ring of destruction, basically, which is just absolutely insane. Next up, we have Ninjutsu Art of Mosquito Marching. And both of its effects are once per turn. First effect reads, special summon up to 2 level 4 or lower insect monsters with the same level from your hand. Not bad. I mean, it's a double summon, so hey, not much else to say about that. Second effect reads, if you control number 2 Ninja Shadow Mosquito, you can banish the card from your grave, target face-up monsters your opponent controls up to the number of insect monsters you control. Place 1 hallucination counter on each of them. The effects of the monsters with the counter are negated. Basically, you would need to have counter cleaner or something like that to remove the counters, which would be pretty insane. But you can also just use the monsters, to go into your link plays to prevent the hallucination counter. But the only problem is that number 2's effect would still trigger. So you would need to so on your turn you would need to literally imperm the Shadow Mosquito in order for you to go full combo. Because if you don't go full combo, because if Shadow Mosquito if his effect is online, you're not going to be able to do anything at all, because no matter what you summon, there'll be a hallucination counter on that monster. So you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, guys. Trust me. But still, I have to admit the cards are decent, but I don't know if they'll ever be meta. Unless if number 2 was released during ballpark format, then maybe. But who knows? Who knows? But if you guys do not remember ballpark format, holy shit, ballpark was just stupid. That's all I can say. Now for Iggy Arlo's cards. First up, we have Todoroki, the Earth Bolt Star, which is a 6-star Earth Warrior with 2100 attack, 0 defense. And the first effect has a special summon effect, which is a once per turn. The second effect is also a once per turn. You can special summon this card from your hand by sending 1 other monster from your hand to the grave, but it loses 500 attack. So it would go from 21 to what, 1600? Ow. Sorry guys, my neck hurts really badly. Anyway, it would go down from 21 to 16. But you're mainly using this card for its second effect, which reads, during the battle phase, as a quick effect, you can pay 500 life points, fusion summon a warrior fusion from your extra using monster from your hand or field as material, which you can also use Todoroki as the material, which is really cool. Now we have Senko the Skybolt Star, which is a 7-star light warrior, 2400 attack, 0 defense. Both of its effects are once per turn. First effect reads, if an earth monster is normal or special summoned to your field, you can special summon this card from your hand. Second effect reads, you can banish the card from your grave, target a level 5 or higher warrior that you control, and 1 opponent's attack position monster. Your monster loses 1500 attack, and if it does, destroy that opponent's monster. So, in a scenario where you would target one of your fusions that has, let's say, 3000, like say this fusion that I'm going to talk about here in a second, known as Raijin the Breakbolt Star, it would go down from 3k to 1500, excuse me, and one of your opponent's monsters would get trap hold right off the bat, which is just absolutely insane. So, again, there are so many outs to these new cards. It's just weird, but then again, there are so many cards that are better than these. Honestly, that's just how it is. But next up, we have again Raijin the Breakbolt Star, 10-star Light Warrior Fusion, 3000 attack, 2200 defense, 1 level 5 or higher Light Warrior, and an Earth Warrior. So it would be what? It would be Senko and Todoroki. Literally, it would be those two to make Raijin, which is hilarious. And And it actually has 3 effects, which the third effect is a once per turn, which is... Oh, this is the last card, okay. So, this is the last card to talk about, but it has 3 effects. Third effect is a once per turn. The first effect reads, if this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage. It's got the Matt Sword Beast effect. It's just that stupid. That's all it is. It's just that stupid. If this card battles a monster without a level, any battle damage this card inflicts to your opponent is doubled. Ooh. And because that Link monsters and Xyz monsters don't have levels, they have Link ratings and ranks, that will be a problem. Especially if your opponent, especially if you were running a Link heavy base deck, or an Xyz heavy base deck, such as like Cyberse or Utopia. That might be a problem. That might be a problem. Third effect reads, during the end phase, if this card is in your grave because it was destroyed by battle or card effect and sent there this turn, you can target 2 level 7 or lower warrior monsters in your grave, special summon them. So it's basically a double reborn. It's basically Matt Sword Beast, Megamorph, and double Monster Reborn all rolled into one card. That's it. I don't have anything else to say about it except for that. But all in all, not too bad. Not too bad. I really don't think Yanagi's cards are going to be that great. I know that Shark's new card might be okay, depending on how it's played. I know that Heroics will probably never be meta unless if they had gotten an Xyz monster that says that it can basically just break boards or whatever. But other than that, these cards will never be meta. Maybe number 2 on its own, as well as the Ninjutsu spell. Other than that, none of these cards will be meta. But what I am curious about is what the Starlight reprints will be once we get to that point. I'm assuming we might get reprints of a number, because I know that was it Battles of Legend Armageddon. We got number 39 Utopia as the reprint of the Astroglyphic Rare. The Astroglyphic Rarity. Last year's set we got number 17 Leviathan Dragon, so maybe number 34 Terabyte, because I know that was one of the other that was one of the first numbers that was released during the early stages of the Zexal era. So I'm assuming we might get that, but I could be wrong. But that brings me to the question of the day. What are you guys' thoughts on this second batch of cards, and what other cards do you guys want to see in the Animation Chronicle set, which will be our Battles of Legend? Let me know down in the comments below, and that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want to see more Yu-Gi-Oh news videos, which get posted every Tuesday, sometimes on weekends, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you guys do not miss out on any new content that comes your way. And make sure you guys are following me on Twitter and on Instagram. All the links will be in the description below. And if you guys have any fan mail that you guys want to send me, you guys want me to open up on the channel, all the info will be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.